Hello everyone, today group staff will present to you the case study of OpenTable. To give you a comprehensive understanding of the case, we break this case study into three parts. First, we will summarize the case, and then we will answer the case question in textbook to focus on important issues. And last, we have lessons for business in Vietnam from the case study of OpenTable. So first, we will come to the summary of the case study. So about the company, we have OpenTable is a leading supplier of online reservation, table management, and guest management for the restaurants. It is a large company and over 38,000 restaurants use its hardware and software system. For the restaurant, it helps to improve the targeted email marketing, and also its software, the ERB software, serve as the CRM system for the restaurant. For the diners, its website, mobile site, and mobile app helps to find the available table at the real time in the most effective and efficient way. And you can see that the revenue of a company comes from two sources. First is the installation, the training plus monthly subscription fee from the restaurant. And then we have the transaction fee for each successful online reservation, also charged the restaurants. And next, we have the strategy of the companies. First, we will have to say that at the beginning, the restaurant market was difficult for the reservation system. Therefore, the founder of OpenTable thought that it is important to have the reach and scale. However, the initial strategy, which was to rapidly expanding reach, didn't succeed. Therefore, they changed the strategy, and after its success, they applied it on the national scale. We also have some financial stories, the acquisition and partnership story. In 2009, despite the bad economy, they gambled on the IPO launching, and then it paid off later. They was acquired by Priceline in 2014 for $2.6 billion, and they plans to leverage its global reach to expand the business beyond the US. And it also had wise decision in partnership. It partnered with Urban Spoon in 2012 to acquire the reservation system, but ended partnership with Yelp in 2015 as it saw the potential rivalry in the future. So what makes the OpenTable successful company? First, we have to say that the benefits of the company are from the e-commerce revenue stream. More than half of the revenue are from the B2B subscription, which are normally long-term because the restaurants are afraid of the switch cost. Next, they have the large number of satisfied customers, and they benefit from the network effect. The more people use it, the more utility it delivers. And there is also attempts of the company to shift its relationship with the restaurants and the diners from transactional relationships to the focus on the dining experience. They attempted to simplify the process of picking areas, many other areas of dining experience. And the last factor that make the success is the presence on multiple platforms. They have the app site from the website, mobile site, and mobile app, and also an app that fully integrated with the ERB software on iPad and also the Apple Watch. Next, we will have answers to some case questions in the textbook.
Okay, so let's move to the two first questions. The question one, why have OpenTable competitors had a difficult time competing against OpenTable? We have come up with three reasons. The first reason is the first up mover advantage. OpenTable is one of the pioneers in this field of business, and therefore it has acquired a large market share, approximately 38,000 restaurant customers. It also developed a firm relationship with both restaurants and diners. Once the restaurants start operating on a certain platform, they are not willing to change to another in the short run due to the switching costs. The diners are also satisfied with their services provided and promote brand awareness and customer loyalty. The second reason is the ERB system that it provided. It is a dependable system for diner and restaurants. It automates the reservation taking and table management process, allowing the restaurants to build diner databases to improve the guest recognitions in targeted email marketing. It also has many platforms, for example, the OpenTable website, the mobile website, or the mobile apps, so that the services can be accessible at any time. The last reason is the high customer satisfaction. It is clearly that the services is really easy to use, and it helps to address all the needs of the restaurants and results in a high retention rate. The restaurant managers then have good reviews on the services. Let's move to the next question. What characteristics of the restaurant market make it difficult for a reservation system to work? There are two reasons. The first reason is the industry fragmentation. There are many local owning restaurants, and most of them are independent and small-scale. So it is difficult for OpenTable to gather these individual businesses under one single market. Moreover, small restaurants normally did not have spare resources to join the network and could not afford the equal amount of monthly subscription fee of $249. The second reason is computer illiteracy. Most restaurants did not have a computer when OpenTable was founded, and the industry was slow to leverage the power of the internet. Therefore, it's difficult for a software provider of reservation system to target restaurant market. Let's move to the third question.
Okay, there are also two other problems that the OpenTable also faced when they launched the IPO. It was a year 2009, and there was a terrible economy, and there was even worse financial market. And another problem is that they faced a fierce competition. They faced fierce rivalry from existing competitors in the US and also in other countries when OpenTable expands internationally in markets like casual dining. Okay, and I'll answer our question, which is that how did OpenTable change its marketing strategy to succeed? I propose the two solutions here. Well, first they would change by changing the product, by redesigning their product and personal styling. First, they retooled their hardware and software to create a user-friendly ERB system, and they also deployed a door-to-door sales force to solicit subscriptions from high-end restaurants. And with a new approach, it became much easier for users to make reservations online from the website, and it was also less demanding for restaurants to acquire their own hardware. While previously small businesses encountered the problem due to their low degree of internet and online reservation adoption, with the new accessible software, now more businesses can join the OpenTable system. Furthermore, OpenTable also changed its focus from fast expansion to concentration in only 4 cities. This solution proved to be useful as the software soon became dominant in the market in those 4 cities, providing a foundation for it to grow exponentially later on. And the second solution for the other problem is that at the beginning the company should choose carefully where to play or the next market outside the USA to penetrate in, and afterwards the company can opt for acquisition to quickly gain market share in the place. First, OpenTable should do research and look for markets in which competition is not fierce, like for example in developing countries, and those with also a large amount of unfulfilled demand. With the right selection, it will be easier for the company to penetrate and quickly establish itself as the market leader. And next, the company should also identify its market entry strategy based on the specific conditions of each market. Organic growth is not preferable as high scaling, in other words, a big restaurant pool is needed for customer convenience. The option to do joint ventures is also unsuitable as there is not a high need for established value chain. Well, lastly, we have acquisition. It is a plausible option as it allows for quick growth combined with local knowledge about the market, which is essential in an industry highly local based like the restaurant industry. And now we'll move to the fourth question. The fourth question is why would restaurants find the SaaS model very attractive? The SaaS model or software as a service, it is very attractive for the three main reasons. First, business of all sizes can participate in the service. Expenses change from being capital expenses to operational expenses based primarily on consumer use. Thanks to the model, restaurants can avoid a huge amount of fixed costs to develop its own hardware. Instead of that, all they need is to connect their current system to that of the provider and go online as part of the software. This allows for ever small businesses with limited capital to join without having to worry about incurring a high amount of capital expenditures. The expenses are charged based on real demand. Thus, it would be easier for restaurants to calculate the break-even point and cost per order. The second reason is that restaurants can avoid needing expertise in managing hardware infrastructure. With the traditional approach, restaurant businesses must establish a team to acquire the needed hardware, then utilize and manage them. However, with SaaS, they only need to have a data team, which is already part of the current IT team. In other words, they can leverage their current team, or even if they have to have a new headcount, the number is much lower than the case in which they acquire an entire hardware system. And the third and final reason is that customers can pay for what they need, in this case, based on the number of diners that are seated through the system, and avoid overpaying for hardware. This advantage ties in with first one, as restaurants have to incur less fixed costs of acquiring hardware infrastructure. Customers have to bear less expense in the form of food billing. They only bear the variable cost for each reservation, which is lower. Thus, they may make reservations more often, or in other words, choose to eat out more often, which brings in benefits for the whole value chain, from the SaaS provider, namely OpenTable, to the restaurants in its system. And now we'll move on to the lessons presented by Thao.
Okay, so that's enough for the case. We have known about the company, the challenges, and its strategy to succeed in the industry. So what can business in Vietnam learn from the case of OpenTable? The firm mentioned here can be online service providers like OpenTable that currently or will operate in Vietnam. The firms can also be sellers like restaurants who work with e-commerce company. First, it is always important to conduct detailed market research to choose reasonable strategies. It is vital to target the right market and define the right value propositions of the company. Whether it is cost leadership or differentiation strategy, bringing unique value to the customers and bringing revenue to the company will play an important role in maintaining the operations in the long term. When it comes to the competitions, solutions must be based on companies' power, positions, and marketing competitiveness. Merge and acquisitions, investment, partnership with other companies definitely worth considering in this case or when expanding new markets. Last but not least, technology is what firms need to keep up with the world and innovate at all times. In this rapidly changing environment, continuous innovation helps keep sustainable competitive advantage. However, it should be at the right time, considering the market. So that is the end of our presentations. All of your questions will be welcome at the comment below. Thank you so much for watching. That's the end.